crazy, man. Just a few years ago, we had Chance the Rapper, Future, who was also a rapper, and Obama Hope. And now, we have no Chance, no Future, and no Hope. Please, don't let logic fall off.
You're listening to Millennial Excellence. I'm here with my co-host with the most, Miles Grimmer.
Thank you, Josiah. That was such a nice intro. Yeah.
Everyone thinks that you're mad at me lately. Have you noticed?
I know. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Do you think
I'm not
that,
mad at you?
Are you? I mean, you do. I think we've talked about this before. You do like to use the thumbs up emoji a lot, which does feel quite aggressive to me.
That is simply. I just want you to know I saw your message.
But you don't often write like, ha 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 ha. But then sometimes you do. Like last week, you gave me. We had a nice laugh together about something. I don't know if you can remember this, but
yeah.
So yeah, the fact that you do that sometimes does suggest you're mad at me all the time. You know what I mean? It's not like you never give me the sweet release of a ecstatic response.
Yeah. So therefore,
it's not just that you always seem mad. It's that you are always mad, except sometimes you're not.
I think it's... I just contest that characterization.
I
really do.
Did enjoy your intro this week, but I was a little bit confused because... And I do have the script in front of me here, and I appreciate that you write a full script. Just a few years ago, we had Chance the Rapper, Future also a rapper, and then you've written Obama Hope as a proper noun. Is that a rapper?
It's not a rapper. It's the subject of our episode.
Because I while you were talking, I searched, and there is a rapper named, and this has got to be one of the best lib rapper names of all time, AOC Obama. Have you ever heard
that
this
like
rapper
does
before?
sound cool. No,
but should we listen?
No,
are we gonna get dinged? Yeah, is it like Run? I would imagine a rapper named AOC Obama is like the new Run the Jewels, right?
Let's listen to a snippet, a fair use snippet, if possible. World Star.
Hogue Cinematics. AOC Obama.
Man, haters don't even motherfucking know me, man. I've been getting money my whole motherfucking life, like literally my whole motherfucking life, man. Let me take y'all back to when I was 12. Chilling at the crib, 1998. Mama kicked me out for cutting
Toledo, Ohio.
Yeah.
Home place of our music, our maestro, Ned.
Interesting. Maybe
Ned
he knows
knows
AOC Obama.
Yeah. I feel like if Ned was a rapper, he would name himself AOC Obama. I don't think this rapper. I mean, I guess it's kind of the thing about this week is I don't really understand much about American politics, but I wasn't getting much of a woke lib vibe from that.
No, I think he was named AOC Obama pre-AOC, the politician's rise to fame, is my guess. I think AOC might be might stand for something.
Right. He has 3 albums called Obamacare. Obamacare 2, Obamacare 3.
It's awesome. The thing is, Obama is just like a really nice word.
It is a nice word. Well, we'll get into that in a second, but unfortunately I'm mad at you, actually.
Oh, for what?
See, he doesn't even care. He barely even cares about it.
I asked. What?
We don't have a tagline still.
Oh, well...
And I am sick of it.
Can't we take mutual accountability for that?
Well, I'm just going to break down the name of the show and see if something sticks out, okay?
Okay.
Mill. We're on a tight production.
Miles.
Well, we're on a tight production schedule, like a mill.
Oh, okay.
N. The show's in English. Nile. So often we hit the Nile on the head with our takes.
Uh-huh.
X. Forgot about my ex, Sam Sutherland. Cell. This podcasting shit is in my DNA. Like a cell.
Mm-hmm.
Cell. N. Again, I just want to remind everyone that this podcast is in English, in case you're confused. Never mind. The CE, I don't have anything for that. It doesn't work. It doesn't
Surely
work.
There's got to be something. I think, I think like...
It's so frustrating.
I'm going to acknowledge it. I'm going to acknowledge your frustration. No, that doesn't work as a tagline. However, I do think we should put that in our brand book when we pitch to investors.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah, let's just put that in our deck.
Actually, speaking of, with the weekly Millennial Excellence Biz update, I have been getting more emails to my personal email address somehow about this. Do you ever get this to your personal email address?
Get what? You get what?
Someone named... Is this a real name? I'm going to paste this name in here, and you tell me if this is a faker name than AOC Obama.
Jackery Lunsford.
Jackery Lunsford keeps writing me about this AI tool, listing my full first, middle, and last name all at once. This is the head of growth at Overlap, Jackery Lunsford. Creating clips, writing captions, and posting to socials takes way too long. I've been building Overlap to help podcasters automate social media management with AI. We've worked with podcasts like The Breakfast Club, Knowledge Project, Y Combinator's podcast. Would you be interested in chatting about automating social media for your podcast? Honestly, kinda. But then Jackery Lunsford wrote back 12 hours later and said, "You're probably busy recording another episode. Send over an episode you'd like social content for, and I can put together a few examples." Should I send this one when it's done?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're in the market for this service.
Do you think Jackery Lunsford is going to steal my credit card?
I don't think that. I do think you might be put into some other sales funnels.
That's fine. I don't mind.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't mind a funnel or two. And then I guess the other thing I wanted to say with my quick update of the week is that I wanted to remind you all that patreon.com/millennial excellence is where you can get some great deals on episodes. But do you have? I think you have something. Did you mention you have a new segment that you want to have?
That's right, I do. It's time for Radical Honesty.
Caleb, insert theme song here. Radical Honesty. Wow, I'm so excited. So that we have a new segment called Radical Honesty. Does this mean you're going to finally break the veneer of your sort of cool, aloof shell and get to the core of something?
That's so funny. Veneer was the exact word I was going to use.
Is it even right? Whenever I say veneer, I think that it's wrong. It makes me think of teeth. Veneers.
Yeah, because a veneer is this like artificial carapace, this shell we have to explode out of.
Crazy. Wow. So Radical Honesty, please take the floor. I can't wait.
Yes.
And I just want you to know you're in a safe space. I will try my hardest not to interrupt you or even do bits or riff or vamp whatsoever until you tell me I'm allowed to.
None of that? You won't do bits, riff, or vamp?
Until you tell me I'm allowed. My lips are sealed.
Okay, I will wield that power responsibly. So Radical Honesty is the segment each week where Miles or Josiah, you're welcome to join in, just sheds our layers of irony and just speak our truth, our messy, unsexy, rambling thoughts, just without any fear of judgment and no niceties, no niceties. We don't have to worry about social mores or anything. So this week on Radical Honesty, I'm going to be extremely honest, and I forgot that I came up with this idea to do every week on the podcast. But I did come up with the concept. And I'm going to be honest about that. But I haven't thought about a good follow through this week.
You haven't? Okay. Can I respond?
You may respond, but I have yet to permit you to riff, or the other three things you're not allowed to do.
I guess what I wanted to just say is that maybe it pisses me off a little bit because I did go to great lengths to bully Ned and Caleb into coming up with theme music for the segment.
Well, that's great. That's great because you're being radically honest right now. You aren't worried about my feelings. You aren't worried about what the listeners might be thinking about on the show. You're being radically honest, and I'm so happy that I created the space for you to do that.
Well, let's get out of here and go to the normal part now.
Okay. And guess what?
What?
You may riff.
Well, now I don't even want to, honestly. When someone tells you you're allowed, the thing about riffing is it's the naughtiness that feels so good. When it's so wrong, it's right.
Okay.
Maybe
How about this then? Continue not to riff.
Yeah, that's what I said to... I'm going through the Rolodex in my brain. I can't think of a band that has no riffs because I like all bands.
Yeah. Every band has, like, that band has no riffs.
Yeah, that's like a dumb thing to say.
Yeah.
That's like a Cro-Magnon brain thing to say. Mm-hmm. Although does
Cro-Mags have riffs?
Cro-Mags definitely has riffs, although I think I'm going to tell you who said this and you can decide if we should dox them on the show or not. This person said to me that they tried listening to Animal Collective and they had no riffs.
That's got to be that must have been said with a wink. I
don't know. It's hard to tell with this person who made our art for our show. This week, speaking of art, we're talking about art.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Obama, where art thou? That's what I say when I watch the dang news nowadays. No, we are getting political this week, folks. And it's funny, the topic of the episode was softened to be about something from the olden days because when we decided to do it a few weeks ago, the politics were quite bad out there. And luckily, they've all gotten a lot better in the last couple of weeks, and there's no major...
Did you say better or badder?
Well, yeah, exactly. Exactly, Miles.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Worse.
no, I think it's a little bit of I'm feeling a little black-pilled, as they say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the situation's pretty freaking depressing. And
we are very ill-equipped to deal with it.
We're completely ill-equipped to even begin to articulate that. So we're just going to retreat into nostalgia and talk about the Obama Hope poster that Shepard Fairey developed.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he developed it because it's not a photo, but he made it.
It's kind of a program. It was like a concept. He developed a concept.
This was your idea
Obama
to do
Hope.
this episode.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm just going to say it, even though it doesn't matter anymore. Nothing matters. There's no meaning to anything anymore. We've lost our plot in general as a people. I think this is a little bit Gen X of a thing.
Because?
I think that Shepard Fairey is Gen X, and I think that doing graph-inspired street art feels a little Gen X. We did, after all, do Banksy Gen Excellence on Patreon.com. However, since I am now trapped in this monologue on my own here, perhaps it is the kind of Gen X that speaks to millennials, because maybe there is something a little bit more millennial about this than, say, Banksy as our other benchmark.
Exactly. Of course there is. Of course there is. Because it was I don't know if it was designed to do it, but I think it helped millennials get out there and vote. This cool street art inspired poster.
As a young baby alt at the time, were you aware of Shepard Fairey before this?
Yeah, somehow I was.
Did you ever see this movie called Beautiful Losers? Or read the coffee table book? That was definitely a fixture of late Gen X.
Somehow I just knew what like Obey Giant was. Like in 8th grade, we made these. We did an art project with paper mache, and I made a 3D Obey Giant mask.
Whoa! Do you have a picture?
No, I don't.
So you're probably lying.
What?
Just kidding.
What? Do you lie? When do you lie?
No, I don't lie ever, actually. I hate lying.
Really?
I feel guilty when I lie. Yeah.
Do you ever stretch the truth?
I think I lie when I'm like, doing a freaking bit on Twitter.
Yeah.
Sometimes. It's a complete lie.
What about if you're telling an anecdote? Do you ever emphasize, or do you ever,
like exaggerate numbers?
Exaggerate for emphasis, yeah.
I'm sure I probably do, but I'm sure I do. And it might be numbers that get inflated, but it's more like I'm bad at numbers and I'm trying to inflate the meaning by saying, 100 people saw me shit my pants or whatever. Whatever the story might be.
Yeah.
But what about you? Yeah, you lie actually. I remember on an old podcast. I think it was for Global. We were watching a movie with you and Alex, and it was like an hour in where you finally admitted that the movie hadn't been working and you had just been pretending to react to it, which is more like a creative exercise. Like maybe is being creative just lying?
Yeah, I don't think that was a lie. I think that was like we wanted to trick you.
Right.
Because another time on your other podcast, we were reviewing fan art, and we made our own fan art.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's like not a lie, I guess, but it is deceitful.
Yeah, I think like...
But in a cute way.
Yeah, it's like trickster morality. Like I'm like a coyote. I teach people lessons by tricking them.
Yeah, I think I remember the Obey Giant. Obey has a posse. Well, first of all, do you like... This is so topical, kind of. Probably because I'm just grasping at random straws, but The Princess Bride, of course, was directed by Rob Reiner, who was recently slaughtered, tragically.
Interesting, yes. And his tragic slaughter was politicized for some sad, bizarre reason.
Exactly. But having said that... that movie stars Andre the Giant, which I think is probably my only knowledge of him. Yeah. He was a wrestler, but I don't remember wrestling very well.
Right. Yeah.
I think I saw him in wrestling before, but I mostly know him from that. And I think he was like a really cool guy in general. And then, to have this sort of mysterious mimetic image that was sort of culty was really fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how I learned about it. I think my dad.
I don't either. I don't know how you learned about it, and I really don't know how I learned about it.
Yeah, it's from 1989. Also, yeah, I guess
I've never seen me being in 8th grade. I genuinely am puzzled. Living in suburban Indiana, I'm genuinely puzzled how I came to know about that.
Yeah. How did you? Did you have the sticker?
I must have seen it. I wonder if it was already like in the mall. I wonder if Obey clothing was already in the mall.
Yeah, it probably was.
Yeah.
But I think I do remember, I'm pretty sure you could just ask and they would mail you stickers, because I think when I first learned about it,
who would you ask?
Like I think you just maybe you had to send a self-addressed stamp to him or something.
I was not doing that I was not.
Yeah, I mean, when you were in
US
8th grade, I was already like deep into my marriage, and like so that doesn't really. But I think when I was a little kid, way back when, I think you could write in a letter, and they probably put it in like the Alt Weekly, like, oh, check out this thing, you can write it in, and then they'll send you stickers, and that was like a fun thing. Like around the time when people would have like a hotline you could call to hear like a poem or hear a They Might Be Giants song or something. I think that was like, I mean, I think that's like a pure early version. And then I brought up this book called Beautiful Losers, which IYKYK, if you know, you know. But this was like a documentary. I haven't rewatched this, but I remember this documentary. Like, I don't know if this ever happens to you, but I used to watch like really inspiring documentaries and just get like really depressed after because I felt like I wasn't doing enough cool stuff with my life. And this was a movie that affected me like that in like 2009 or whatever. But this is the Shepard Fairey section, maybe. Not beating the Gen X allegations with this music.
There's no difference between commercial art and fine art in terms of aesthetics. It's just intent. You know, freedom of the press is guaranteed to those who own one.
Just like saying some vibey platitudes.
You can make something seem a lot bigger than it really is. When people see it out under a sticker, they're wondering what it is, and then they ask someone else, and it gains power from perceived power. I'm so into propaganda art and pop art because that art is
what's Beautiful
to
Losers
document your
about? Like, it's just documenting
it's about like
various
kind of,
artists.
Yeah, from that era. I think
like Spike Jonze.
Well, I think it's like visual artists. Although Harmony Korine is in it, Mark Gonzalez, Ed Templeton, Espo, the sign art guy, Barry McGee. It's like people who made like Unk skate deck designs, basically.
Yeah. It's
like a Unk skate deck movie. So, I don't know. It really spoke to me at the time. Oh, and that music's by Money Mark as well. So this is just like pure
I think
Gen
stuff
X
like
catnip.
that is cool.
Me too, yeah. I liked it a lot at the time, and I was like, oh, I'm not being creative enough. And then I did some creative stuff, and it was fine in my life. So it's okay. I actually think sometimes I get really depressed that I'm not doing something good with my time, and I've learned that feeling is just that I should go do that thing then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. That's for me, at least. That's my radical honesty.
Acting is the antidote for anxiety.
There you go. Yeah, so he's from... Oh, Mike Mills is in it too, I think, the director, because he's a visual artist as well. It's kind of just like old head art. So he... But even in this clip we just watched right now, I think there's... Well, let's stay on the Obey sticker for a second. Okay. Only with this one more thing. This surfy garage rock song by a band called Too Close to Vomit. They've just written a song about it. This is like my most hated kind of music.
I can't tell if I hate it yet. It's pretty...
I was down in Gallimaufry.
It's not very good.
Had a posse. 20 pounds and looking
it's actually so bad. It's like it's really bad. It's not cool. It's just bad. I can't hear you at all.
Sorry, I have it cranked.
Okay. Did you say anything?
I was about to say that this is just like the kind of bands I had to hear all the time when I lived in Calgary. It's like maybe this was just the time for that.
Just like downstream of Burger Records, like.
Well, this is actually even pre-Burger Records, but it's like Norton Records or like This is like what every guy that used to post on the Terminal Boredom message board was into. This kind of shit. But then I think it's too jokey. Like maybe you can't write a song about Andre has a posse.
Yeah. Like this song is about the sticker.
I think so. It's too literal.
But what were you going to say about Shepard Fairey's
so I think
vibe?
I don't know if I think this is my I've kind of hijacked your episode idea here, but I think this is my hypothesis is I think Shepard Fairey is like a street art guy. He loves propaganda art. He clearly likes mimetic sort of like signage that resonates with people, almost in a occult way, where it awakens something in people and they can't stop thinking about it. And there's something subversive about it. And I think that like making the Obama Hope poster using propaganda art, and I think around this time even Green Day was doing American Idiot, and their live set had like extremely fascist imagery. I think there's something to this kind of like co-option of this revolutionary aesthetic and using the power of it for establishment purposes.
Well, I also feel like Shepard Fairey was speaking like a brand marketer in those clips. Like I feel like he's like it's definitely clear he's like interested in these kind of like Soviet revolutionary aesthetics. Like you see that in the colorway and just like the visual like language,
like the block.
But he's speaking like I think he's mostly interested in building his own brand, and he did literally build his brand.
Do that, yeah.
It's
and that's also something that's really interesting because the Obey clothing brand. I've always thought that most streetwear brands have some kind of tie to some sort of subculture, whether it's like skateboarding or hip hop or not really punk, but sometimes. Mm-hmm. Whereas I feel like Obey is just like its reference is itself, kind of. It's just like clothing that is in the streetwear section, but it has no bearing on anything. It just exists.
And it's not very cool clothes, I don't think.
Yeah, it's not really. I mean, I used to always hate on it, and then I bought a Obey cardigan recently. So
the cardigan seems cool.
Yeah, it's like,
but like I think like their t-shirt designs, I don't think were ever very cool.
No, and I think for some reason, actually, the sort of more like the original Andre Has a Posse sticker is really, really cool and kind of scary. Yeah. But then once it became the more standard block print, maybe I've just seen it too many times, but I think it stopped being as good. Maybe.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. So there's a few paths we can take. Do we want to lead up to Obama Hope, or do we want to start there? Do we want to learn about the clothing brand?
I think let's lead up to it. And, I don't, as it relates to whose episode is whose, I think it's all a collaborative exercise.
What I've always said is, whose line is it anyways?
Great show. I've been watching clips of that recently.
Oh,
it's actually not a great show.
You post that. Have you ever watched LOL, that show where they try to make each other laugh out loud?
Who's on it?
Well, there's different ones from different countries, but there's a Canadian app with Colin Mockery, and it is very good.
I think Ryan and Colin are great.
Yeah, they're great. Colin, you're invited on the show anytime. Ryan too, but Colin, Canadian,
Ryan is too.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, never mind. Neither of you are
They
invited
both are.
on.
So you can invite any Canadian on the show.
Yeah, any Canadian is welcome, no matter what you've done.
What about any American?
Well, that's up to you.
Okay, I'll chew on that.
Let's check out these people going on a. Let's check out. Oh my God. Let's check out these people.
Do you just want to send it to me on Discord?
Yeah, why is it not playing though? Let me try it one
I
more time.
guess because it's age restricted.
Yeah, fuck. Well, maybe 1 second. This might be... Okay, never mind. Yeah, we can watch this. I don't know why it's age restricted. Caleb, this is up to you if you want to keep this in. We got a big guest this week, so if you keep this in, it's going to look really bad on all of us.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot.
We should be what?
Oh, it says playback on other websites has been disabled by the video owner.
Hi, guys.
I forgot that a lot of people will listen. Maybe.
Yeah. Do you think anything you want to say to them?
No, I just want to watch this guy's mural tour.
Yeah, this is Mike Diaz presents Finding Shepard Fairey Mural Tour, the things to do in Los Angeles. So if you're going to Los Angeles...
Guys, we're here in West Hollywood. We're doing a tour of the Shepard Fairey murals in LA.
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
So this is our first stop, and the mural right behind us, as you can see,
It's being blocked off, but it's
I love the guy that's with her just
there's a lot of
smiling
construction
so big.
happening here.
I know this is such a
Peace
classic.
Elephant. And as you can see,
For
you
some
can
reason,
only see a piece of it.
travel vloggers so commonly are like a really smiley,
And so that was completed
Yeah.
dopey
by
husband and
Oprah.
wife duo.
Completed in July 2011 before the library's grand opening.
It's also crazy
The
because he
creation of
really
the
did
mural
stick
was
with the
also a
one
way for Shepard
look.
Fairey to honor West
And then he
Hollywood
just
for
made it
being one
so
of the first
awful.
cities to protest
It
the
looks
war
so
in
bad.
Iraq.
Yeah.
This is a 10-minute video, but
Outdoor pool, Poketo,
Let's
a
skip
bar,
around a bit.
ferries,
Koreatown.
target exceptions, and relief portraits of women of different ages by Vils.
Oh, is there a punk one in here?
What makes it punk? If you're skipping around, I can't
Oh yeah,
see
go
what's
to
happening.
like 440 right now.
Okay.
Let's see if they talk about this one. Is that Henry Rollins?
Here in Echo Park, behind us is a mural.
That's,
from Shepard
Sid
Fairey.
Vicious.
It was made in 2016, and it's called Darby Crash.
Oh, it's Darby
Showing
Crash.
Damn it!
picture of
Poser!
germs.
God
Right
damn it!
behind us, it says,
Poser
"What we do
alert."
is secret," and that's the
These
title
travel
of the
bloggers
movie.
got our ass.
This mural was originally painted in 2009, but it was vandalized.
Good.
California photographer and owner of this location, Gary Leonard, then covered the mural to protect it from further damage. In 2016,
That's
Where's
awesome.
she getting her facts from?
having a covered Darby Crash Shepard Fairey mural that looks like a Zoomies ad on your house is so good. I think there's almost too many ironies piled on top of each other with Shepard Fairey's ascent through culture that it's like actually hard to even like fathom. This one, well, let's hear this one. Apparently he imitates Zoolander, which I think is exciting. This is Back and Watch Together, by the way.
Yes. So it's some kind of like people are lining up for some kind of drop or gallery opening or something.
Yeah, Plastic God.
Standing in front of Plastic Fucker, or is it Plastic God? Which are you going?
Either way.
His piece based on Zoolander. It's all of Derek Zoolander's.
Oh, it's a shitty painting
Definitely one of my favorites.
of Lego guys dressed like Zoolander characters.
Zoolander. I mean, what a great idea! And I mean, if you've seen the movie, the really,
This is
really ridiculous,
really
poster,
dorky.
because he's really ridiculously good looking, and what
There
else?
you go. That's Shepard Fairey doing Zoolander. This is like, you know, I really did think when people were making fun of Adrian Brody's art,
Yeah.
like, they were just kind of like jumping into the group think because people like that art. People love when there's like Lisa Simpson scribbled out. I even like it, honestly. And I just think you see these LA art shows and you're like, there must be just an endless supply of this dog shit. Pop culture
dude.
art.
You don't like Adrian Brody's art. I'm pushing back on you saying that
me
Adrian
look at
Brody's art is pretty good.
I didn't say it's good. I said I'm saying I like. I don't mind that style when I see it maybe because it makes me laugh. I just searched Adrian Brody, and let me tell you, he's not famous enough for his art. Okay, I don't like it, but I think it's like pretty close to being the exact same as Shepard Fairey. Don't you think?
All right, I'm referencing for myself.
I think.
I mean, I think that
he
Adrian
actually
Brody's
has more
art,
feeling in Adrian. There's more feeling and humanity in Adrian Brody's art.
Yeah, I think like if you think that Adrian Brody's art is close to Shepard Fairey, that's way more of a knock on Shepard Fairey than it is.
It's not bad though. I mean, I would look at it for a while.
Yeah, when I look at it, it's not as bad as I think. But I think like
when he's standing in front of it,
appalling
it's bad.
and controversial about his art is it was going for like millions in these galleries.
Right. But do you think that? Okay, that's a question. Do you think that Do you think that Shepard Fairey's art should go for a lot of money? I don't even know if it does. I don't know. I think the other thing that's annoying about Adrian Brody's art is that people aren't talking about it on the merits of it as a work of art. It only goes for so much because Adrian Brody made it. So, right.
So that's
which is also
something.
often the case with contemporary art. Again,
yeah, but
they're obsessed with the backstory of the artist.
Yeah, but I think it's annoying if you're like an artist. It's not like a Nepo baby thing, but it's like somebody who became extremely successful in a different field or an adjacent field.
Right.
Just can sidestep the usual.
I mean, I don't even, if we're going to do like a sort of my kid could paint that read of this art, I don't actually know how he did this. And that's interesting. Is it collage or graph or, I mean, I'd love to know.
It's also just really vapid. Like it's like it literally says Brody in graffiti.
I know. But I still think that there's really a thin line between this and Shepard Fairey and Cause and Kid Robot.
Oh no, it's very Cause. Yeah, but I think that's like it is. It's
true.
All pretty bad.
And I think you might have just revealed my hand. Is that often when I'm praising things, I'm actually just insulting something else indirectly. But I did.
And I don't want to. I kind of want to dial back the calling everything Reddit. But making Zoolander Lego art, dude, and then doing quotes from the movie as you're talking about it.
And also the person who made the art uploaded the video that they filmed of Shepard Fairey looking at their art, which I think is just a whole other level of desperation. Let's see what happens when Shepard Fairey... Well, actually, I sent you a listing from the Phillips Gallery so we can see some of Shepard Fairey's recent sales and some of his work. Mm-hmm. Just kind of get a vibe for some of his art. I mean, it's just like, it's really interesting that I remember when this propaganda style felt so exciting and looked so good. Mm-hmm. And I think it will never look good again. And I think he has really, it's almost shocking that he hasn't had a late career pivot into like painting landscapes or something.
I know. I mean, yeah. For some reason, this reminds me of like a leather wallet, like in a really bad way, like a upsetting way. I think leather. I think leather. When I look at this
leather,
stuff. Like brown leather.
Yeah, with the embroidery. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Or like an embossed.
Or embossed. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. This like Misfits thing going on is pretty rough.
That's pretty Adrian Brody, honestly.
Yeah.
That sold for 25,000 euros. So that's a pretty good chunk of change to sell that for. It's spray painted stencil and mixed media on canvas. So he is still using spray paint. I kind of just assumed that he switched to Photoshop a long time ago, but I must be mistaken. I guess like we need to learn more about him as a guy. So let's see what happens if he was curated YouTube for Mocha TV.
I'm Shepard Fairey. I'm an artist, graphic designer, street artist,
Sex
printmaker.
Pistols, shirt.
I'm probably best known for
Black
my
Flag
Obey
pin.
Giant street art campaign.
So what do you think about wearing a punk tee to broadcast your punkness?
I think it's okay. Honestly, I think it's okay.
I just bought a Sex Pistols tee in the sale section at Urban Outfitters a couple weeks ago, and I was really excited about it. But it's been too cold to wear it. But I think, I can go to my marketing job, wear that under a button down, unbuttoned, so it just peeks out. That's pretty cool.
And I think it's a very Shepard Fairey move of you.
Yeah, although he's also wearing like the leather jacket and everything.
And then I started
I do think, to your point earlier when you said he was talking like a creative director, that really did unlock something for me, is that all of these people just became everyone's boss. If you ever had to work on an ad campaign or something, you were dealing with a guy who like has an obey thing in his office. And that's interesting to me, I think. I remember being on a call at an old job with like a creative director who was like in his 50s and was telling me how he worked on a campaign for P. Diddy one time, which is an interesting name drop. And a lot of like 5-panel hats they have.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I think it's just like, that's one thing about getting older is you're like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do if I need to have a job? And I think their version of like making it so you can bring a dog to work was just that you can say fuck and wear a Sex Pistols shirt to work. Maybe.
You think, okay.
I think millennials have owned the workplace by being like, we can bring dogs here. And I think Gen Xer bosses, who I do think we're going to have to talk about more, because I think Gen X bosses for the elder millennials were a terror that we had to deal with.
I've never had a Gen X boss.
Gen X box.
I've never been put in a Gen X box that I had to escape.
You haven't. No, but I think they were like ruthless kind of Machiavellian like monsters, because they believed that they should scream at you if you fucked up, and it made elder millennials have better work ethic, I think, because we were so terrified of our Gen X bosses. But I think their version of bringing dogs to the workplace was like having a framed Shepard Fairey poster.
Yeah, and saying fuck.
Yeah, exactly. And being like, let's get some booze after work.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
1989, and also for the Obama Hope poster that I did during the 2008 election cycle.
Yeah, I love he calls it Obama Hope too.
He does.
As a focal point.
Saul Bass was a really fantastic graphic designer, but he did identities for a lot of corporations and also collaborated with
I also think like a lot of
during the time that I was looking at
a lot of art people do seem to just start teaching you an art history class. I know that's the purpose of this video, but there's not much mystery to it.
Their identity.
Yeah. I'm sorry, can you turn down the video so I can hear you
Sure.
talk?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
But you do say yeah no matter what. Even if you can't hear me, you still say yeah to whatever I say.
So you think it's better if I just don't hear you and say yeah, so you can trick me?
What if we do an episode where we can't hear each other, but we just can see an anonymized waveform?
That could be good. Kind of like a glory hole podcast in a way. This video is endearing me to Shepard Fairey because he does seem like somebody who knows his stuff.
Yeah, what I was saying earlier when you already agreed with me was that I think a lot of art people do tend to break into like an art history class without maintaining much mystery. But it's also fun to talk about your influences, so I get it.
Just like the Mercedes logo, it will remain feeling contemporary for quite a long time. For me, as an artist that uses a lot of symbols, seeing this balance between art and commerce that Saul Bass is trying to strike, any graphic designer would benefit from seeing that video.
I don't know. Then he talks about Blondie. Okay, he mentioned Obama Hope.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do it, or should we talk about the clothing brand real quick?
I think let's talk about the clothing brand, and then let's work up.
Here's how Obey was created, and it's an hour long.
Oh, wow.
Steve is the founder of Obey Clothing,
and I think it's not the same clothing company.
John and Chris. They put Obey Clothing together
Steve
with
Melgren's
artist Shepard Fairey, who's internationally renowned. Steve is an outside-the-box thinker, creative, and a great story for us to listen to.
It was with Shepard Fairey.
Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought, okay, this podcast is fascinating. Whatever's happening here visually, I'm
It's incredible.
confused.
I scrubbed
It's like
it.
men's. Oh, it's a real estate services
Well, glad to have you
podcast.
here because you've been a client first and then sort of a partner and
So
certainly
it's
a
luxury
friend, and,
real estate, and
we're
they're.
glad. I mean, we
I
got
scrubbed it
connected with
earlier,
these
and I
little
thought this
media
will be a
guys
funny
here that are
misdirect when I
helping us with this,
reveal
so
that
we're
someone
thrilled to
else
be associated
also
with
had
them.
something named Obey.
Yeah, and
I gotta pull up
and you
Steve
know Taylor,
Milgren
my son
LinkedIn.
Taylor, my son-in-law Basil, helping us with good old Tidemark, getting our company
My
solid,
son-in-law
which we're
Basil.
doing a great job. We're rolling. I love it. But yesterday we had. Actually, it's funny. We're driving over, and Taylor said he was trying to.
What's this,
kinda
like,
bone up on
ominous
some of
blue
your
light
past,
they
and
have?
you're like the Ghost Protocol. Remember that movie with?
I can't tell also which one of them
find
is.
anything on Steve Milgren.
Which one of them is it? I can't even tell.
Big time.
But
Is it the
just
extremely
because
tam guy?
Not every.
Tan
I mean,
guy?
I have much broader background or deeper background than anybody in this room, but kind of. And we'll come back
I found
to it.
in
but
this
tell us a
episode of
little bit about
Tidemark Talks,
Dimensions
we sit down with
and Obey.
Steve Milgren.
Just so we have a framework for what those
he had a
companies
screen
are, which
printing
is a big
company.
part of your
Maybe
life.
that's why.
And then we're going to go talk about your life a little bit. So that'd be good.
Well, Dimensions is a screen printing company that I guess it's about 38 years old now. And, that's a story in itself. But
That's a long time.
Obey
We need
was
to laugh
started-
more like
And real
that.
quick on Dimensions.
To our guests. And I
just
think
so
we need
everybody
them to say
understands,
things like, well, that's
you're
a story
screen
in
printing
itself about
apparel.
something.
We
Yes,
do.
it's-
We
yeah,
do
apparel
need
screen
to
printing
have our
company.
guests kind of command
And then Dimensions,
a conversation
Obey
like that.
It's 25 years old now.
Well, that's a story in itself.
And I have partners in Obey. I have Dimensions.
And we
so
need
it's
to
just
get our
been myself.
sons and sons-in-laws involved in
And
the
Obey's
pod.
been
I
an
need a
interesting
son-in-law
brand
named
because,
Basil.
We'll
Stat.
get to that, but
Here, I found the time codes. Oh,
Andre
we're
the
almost
Giant,
there.
People that are out there.
309.
Idea that clicked and said, "Oh, we already know how
There's
to
also
print."
too many realtors
how did it
talking
kind of
on this show.
form?
Yeah, I agree.
Well, what happened? I got a FedEx box from Shepard on a Monday, but I can tell you, I didn't know about Obey at all, and I used to be a
Really?
member
You
at,
seem like
at the
you
House
would.
of Blues in Los Angeles, and my partner now, Chris, which he just rented space for me at the time.
And we need
when
partners.
all this went down.
Yeah. Successful
We were
men all
driving
have
up to see that
partners.
The band,
It's
The
true.
Cult, was getting back together.
Behind every
Wait,
successful
we drove
man.
He
out
meant
to
business
dinner.
partner, right?
Yeah, he did.
Saw
I'm
the
not
show,
trying to
but
be
on the way up there,
homophobic.
we were driving up La Brea.
But
and,
successful men are homophobic.
He was into all the taggers
Yeah,
and pasters
but that's
and just
that's
all those
that's correlation, not
streetwear
causation.
kind of guys. And
We can
so
be
we go by this
successful
big graffiti
and
thing, that
not
spray
be
paint
bigots.
type
I
thing,
think.
and
I like
and
to
he's like,
think.
"Well, that's so and so
We'll
stuff."
see.
And I had
I'm almost ready
so
to.
then we get up a little further, and there's this power box.
Just
It
throw
has
in the
big
towel.
Obey face
if
on
I
it.
was working for Obey, I would be like,
And it had
you're
been
not
peeled
putting
off,
Obey
part of the
clothing
design
on
and he's,
this
Oh, that's Shepard Fairey.
Tidemark
Who's that?
podcast.
He's invented this wheat
And it's
paste, and you
if
can't
you
get the
notice,
stuff
I
off of
don't
it,
think this guy is
So then we're going
rocking
a little
Obey.
further on the
It looks like he's
Wilshire
rocking
Boulevard,
Brooks
the little
Brothers.
marquee right there.
Absolutely.
And had a well made out of tile. And he goes, "Oh, that's Space Invader, right?" I'm like, so he knew all
I mean,
these
I
people.
guess
had
I'm
no
just
clue.
being incredibly
That was on a
judgmental. But
Friday.
I don't
And
think
then
Shepard
saw the
Fairey
show,
should have
and
made
on
a
Monday, I get
clothing
this
brand
box,
with this
FedEx
guy.
box
That tells
said,
me something.
"Hi, my name
about
is
his-
Shepard Fairey. I heard you're a great
about
screen
his level
printer,
of altness.
and I want you to print my clothing brand." So
Well, maybe
that's
this guy is
basically
just
how the whole
an
thing got
amazing
started.
screen
And
printer.
I remember
Like,
walking
he's just, like,
upstairs and
dedicated
Chris had the office up there.
to
And I
the
showed
game
him all the graphics that were sitting in the box, and
ink and T-shirts
all-
in
I
a
was
way
gonna
that
do
like
hot
we just
clothing at the
can't
time, but only for the
fathom.
kids
It's
line of
pissing
it.
me off so bad that he
Don't
doesn't
you
have
do
LinkedIn.
this. This has
How
more
does he not
legs,
have
right?
LinkedIn?
And Tony had
This
just
guy?
did that
Yeah.
900 in the
I guess he's
circle thing
too
and
big
all
for
that. Are you
LinkedIn.
sure? He's like,
Yeah, but he
Steve,
seems
this
like I should be
guy's
allowed
gonna
to
be
follow
big
him
someday.
for his.
So I kind of have to owe it all to Chris because all I had to do was sign that paper and I had Hawk, and then it's kind of a weird story because
It's kind of probably the most boring thing we've
neighborhood,
ever played
and
on here.
I see this lady
It's
walking
actually
with Pat Hawk, which was Tony's
that's true,
manager,
and we've watched a lot of really
she's like, "Is
like
that
this
you
isn't
sitting on
even
that?" I go, "Yeah,
this
what's
is
that?"
not
She-
so bad. It's good.
I go, I just moved
Just
in. You know?
nothing.
She goes, I heard you bought the big white house, on the third house in. And she goes, did I tell you now Hawk's like $240 million? And I'm like, no.
So they saw a gap in the market, maybe for skate clothes for people who don't skate. I guess is that what you say? Obey is.
I honestly could not follow that conversation at all.
Oh, I wasn't listening either. I was just sort of trying to pivot out of it.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think it's just like stuff that looks cool without having any kind of association with anything.
Oh, I clicked into
Well, I guess it's like lightly associated. I mean, it's strongly associated with graffiti or street art or like branding and graphic design, I guess. I don't know.
This episode is from 11 months ago. It has 295 views. Someone did comment at 4809, dude, you guys are amazing. Amazing message. Maybe we should see what the message is at 4809. Just because I know the fans are clamoring to hear us watch more of the Tidemark podcast.
Here, right. These are my people, and these are the people I take care of, Because I've been to those things where, this guy's beating his wife and this guy's not. I don't need to sit around this.
Why did I laugh so hard at that?
So I just think of, take care of your people, the best you can. And
that's how you become a successful realtor,
I paid for, and just things like that over my career of working. But
they only have like 8 episodes.
Well, and you mentioned the good luck and the timing, but when you look back, you took the
So Shepard Fairey hooked up with this random realtor guy to make a clothing brand. That's had its own journey, but he has art history. He's into visual codes and everything, and he made the Obama Hope poster.
Welcome back. My next guest is an artist and an activist who became famous for his Obama Hope poster. Please welcome Shepard Fairey.
Obama Hope.
I get to hug you because
one thing I'm really confused about was Stephen Colbert was already hosting the Late Show around the time of Obama Hope.
No. I feel like Colbert was doing the report at the time of Obama Hope. So this must be a
retrospective.
Yeah.
This is from 10 years ago.
We're from the same hometown.
Charleston, South Carolina.
Exactly. Grew up right around the corner from each other.
Is
South
he
Battery?
wearing a Crass shirt on TV?
Part of the time. I upgraded.
Yeah.
East Battery. East Battery. Well, let's see.
Allowed?
Let's educate the people a little bit who may not know everything they need to know about Shepard Fairey. You first made an impression in the street art scene with your famous Obey icon.
About
your famous. I'm just trying to not have to keep learning about Obey.
Andre the Giant says Obey. All right, and then you rose to international prominence with your Obama Hope poster from 2008.
Right, unexpected.
Is there anything that these two posters have in common? They're both leaders.
Well, they're both about putting across my philosophy, which the obey is getting people to question obedience, and in a sense, it's antagonistic, it's provocative. The Obama was after a very dark period of the Bush years and a lot of cynicism. It was a genuinely optimistic gesture, very sincere.
And do you still feel optimistic about the president?
Blocking the Keystone Pipeline was something that I'm very proud of him doing.
I have more on that on his reaction to the president, but how are you feeling about this?
I am feeling pretty neutral. I mean, I think one thing that's funny is he has the really ugly mandala, like leather, smelly mandala in the background.
Yeah, why is that there? It's so gross. Even the poster too. I'm so used to seeing like the block print version, the official one, but seeing the spray painted version, it is just absolutely nasty looking to me.
I feel like Queens of the Stone Age uses aesthetics like that.
They
There's
probably
some kind of
use
like
him.
stinky,
Press has
2000s rock band that like looks like that.
Yeah,
or like a Audio Slave or something.
Well, I think he might have done the art.
Yeah, likely. Yeah,
because he just has the one thing he does. He did a Led Zeppelin poster. I don't know. I don't want to get into this. But, of course, what happened with the Obama... Well, let me tell you what happened with the Obama
The
hope.
Associated Press has countersued an artist whose poster of President Barack Obama became one of the most widely distributed images of the 2008 presidential campaign. Shepard Fairey's company is also named in the answer and countersuit filed Wednesday in federal court. Fairey created the Obama Hope poster and other merchandise from a photo taken by an AP photographer in 2006. Fairey and his company sued the AP last month in an attempt to prevent AP from enforcing its copyright in the image. He says he didn't violate copyright laws because his use of the image should be considered fair use under the law. The AP alleges that Fairey's image directly copies all the striking elements of the photo and adds nothing substantial to it. The AP argues that allowing this would threaten journalism.
News gathering itself really would be under threat if anybody could copy whatever they liked and make whatever use they pleased of it without paying.
Fairey has imprinted his Obama image on clothing and other merchandise he sells through his businesses. Julie Pace, The Associated Press.
So him and the AP started suing each other over this a whole bunch.
Yeah.
And I can't remember how it ended. I'm on the wiki now where... he also sold a gold version of it. But I saw a quote from him somewhere where he was like, well, Andy Warhol was allowed to do a Marilyn Monroe picture. And he really got all pissed off. And for him, I think the message of hope became more a message about copyright stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree. I think, like, it is fair use. I mean, I don't think the AP needs to be, like, paid royalties every time someone... I mean, I guess they literally do need to be paid royalties every time someone uses their photo.
Yeah.
But I'm not like... I'm not pro AP here.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think I really have any side. I don't think I have a dog in the fight, to be honest. But as time went on, then this is a really bizarre clip that just feels so... of a different era, but this is what happened when he was asked about it on TMZ.
Hey, Shepard. You got Shepard Fairey out in Hollywood. He is the guy who made those Obama posters, the Hope ones, back when Obama was president. Those were arguably a huge part of Obama's campaign back in the day. So we asked him, we say,
given Obama's track record now, would you put a different word besides hope at the bottom of the image?
What a good question. Wow. And then Shepard says,
yeah, I put a few different ones.
Any that you can tell me?
Yeah, how about drones?
What's up?
Wow.
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 It's not going to fit. It's got 4 letters. I mean...
That's intense, right?
That's like him saying, like, I was Team Obama, and now it's like, F you, Obama, I'm out.
No.
Really?
Is that what it is? I think we just cracked this thing wide open.
Wow, Alex, that was really good.
You really got to the bottom of that one.
Thank you for that. That was like over my head.
I just thought he liked that word.
Good job, Alex.
The music they play on that show is like no different than Just for Laughs gags or like I don't know what the American version is, like gas station TV people tripping.
Oh yeah, what is that called? Yeah, where it's just like, oh.
Well, in Canada there's one called Just for Laughs gags. It's shot in Montreal and it actually is like a prank show, but it always has that music.
It's called Fail of the Week.
Oh yeah, sick. Yeah, like it's funny the things that you say take this part out about that you just like you couldn't think of the name of the gas station show after
I wanted
3
that
seconds.
I don't want people to witness me failing to think of Fail of the Week. I should be quick.
What do you
Top
think?
of the dome.
Well, yeah, I mean that was pretty quick that he said drones, I guess. It made me think that he was like freaking based AF that he said that, but then he also went around it and made the Kamala Harris poster.
Ooh, trying to recapture.
I'm curious if you could tell us how you came about.
This video is on the channel White Guys for Kamala, which is
doing the Kamala trips.
Well, when Joe Biden decided to pass the torch and quickly energy started to coalesce around Kamala Harris with his
It's interesting
Biden's
how
endorsement,
we've really watched
I thought it was
Shepard
a really
Fairey grow old
moment
over the course of tonight.
celebrate a woman who's achieved a lot in politics and is a vastly superior choice for the next president to
he looks ancient.
Donald Trump. There are a lot of important
Maybe 'cause
things
it's in
about
black and
Kamala
white,
Harris
too.
as a candidate. She's got a ton of experience, and she
things
worked
in black
her way
and white
up
just make it
through
look
a system
older, like
that's
it's from
both
like the 1920s
biased
or
against
something.
a woman and against a person of color, and so her achievement is not.
I have to confess something.
because
I actually, because I've mostly seen it said through Donald Trump impressions, I don't actually know how to say her name the proper way, and I can't. I stumble over it every time.
Yeah,
Is it Kamala or Kamala?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Like with my best efforts to be sensitive, I don't know.
Okay, well, either way.
Well, I feel like Trump would be like Kamala.
I thought he was like Kamala. Kamala.
Kamala. Yeah, I really
but
don't
then
know.
I thought I heard that on White Guys for Kamala, they just said it like that. So, I mean, the channel White Guys for Kamala is not the best source, probably. Pronunciation help.
But her being as the Republicans like to call it,
I don't use this
DEI hire.
descriptive very often. But this
Her
poster is
achievement is in
ass.
spite of the prejudices that exist.
It looks
out
so
there.
bad.
That's a really powerful statement about her dedication to
I
public
guess
service
it's
and her
okay,
drive.
but it's
Her
really
backstory is
just
very
not.
compelling.
Yeah,
But what
it's
I
just-
thought was necessary.
It looks like self-parody
in
at this point.
that moment
I think
is
it
a
looking like
visual
self-parody is true.
reintroduction
Definitely
to Kamala Harris.
We've
My
watched
goal
him
was to
grow
make
old, but
sure
he
that
has
her
truly not
vision,
grown as an
integrity,
artist whatsoever
warmth,
at all.
leadership were all
Yeah.
conveyed.
What kind
he's
of thought
probably
did you put into
regressed,
the
if
design
anything.
for the forward poster?
He's regressed, if anything.
The forward
Wow.
poster was mostly
I really
driven by.
I really spat
and
flames when I
made
said
a portrait
that.
gives the
Also,
qualities that I
forward is
want,
not
but
as good of a word
I
as
think
hope.
It needs to feel patriotic, as almost all.
No, 'cause it's just like
political
moving.
posters do.
Like, it's just like
Trump
movement.
wants to take
Like,
us
you have to-
backwards.
you
He wants
have
take
to, no
women's
matter
rights
what.
backward. He wants
Hope
to take
is something
so many
you
things
choose.
backward. We need to move forward. So after talking to some friends involved in politics, I decided
This
to
is a really
just use
depressing
the word
video.
forward, keep it positive, and have her looking forward. The initial
It's
reference
also not a
photos that I
flattering
worked from
portrait of her.
were both facing
It's
the other
it's
way.
actually barely
I like
even
looking left,
recognizable
when it comes to my
as
politics.
her.
The
I wonder if
sense of
Shepard Fairey likes
moving
AI.
in the future, since we all read left to right.
I
her looking in the
could see
direction
him
she's
liking
looking.
it. Yeah.
Why are you
He,
okay with the idea of a woman president?
I'm not bothered at all. I'm actually really happy about that idea. I find that, generally speaking,
Well,
women have a
his
better ability to
Obey
be collaborative,
co-founder went
a
on the
little
Real
bit more
Estate
empathetic
podcast,
to
and he
people
appeared
who
in
are
Leonardo.ai
suffering,
Spill issue
I
number 2.
really admire my wife. Who is a
He talks
really
about hacking
great partner,
authorship,
and,
punk ethics, and why creative vision reigns
come to
supreme.
appreciate her
See the behind the scenes of training an
business
AI
savvy,
model
but
on
also
Fairey's
her
archive,
empathy
and how the
and
tech
her
doesn't replace the
kindness.
artist; it rather gives him
And
more ways
a
to
ton of my
yell.
coworkers are women. I just
Yeah,
think it's time to have
he
more
does
women
seem
in
like the perfect
politics.
candidate.
A woman
Well,
at
it's
the
like
top
I feel like
shouldn't threaten anyone.
when you're at this
If we
stage
claim
in
to
your art
believe in
career,
equality, then let's prove it.
and you're
There's
just
a lot of toxic,
regurgitating your own
nasty women
themes,
out there right now, especially
you might as
online.
well outsource it to AI.
What is it that you think a lot of guys
From
who
your
are
own
growing
perspective.
up
I
learn,
don't. I'm not advocating for
to
that
not
per se.
necessarily be so
Well, I
easy?
think
But-
what you're saying is that he is basically, even if he's not physically using AI, he basically is, because he's achieved a no growth. He's done nothing.
Yeah,
And
it's just
the
like
same-
it's a freaking Ouroboros of ideas.
He also did apparently on 2023 share an AI generated piece by Diffusion Pics describing it as very cool and demonstrating that AI can be a powerful creative tool. I mean, I do think it's funny. It would have been funnier if he had gone pro intellectual property after the Obama Hope scandal, non-scandal, but it does track that at least he stuck true to that. And I don't know what I'm trying to say, but nonetheless, those are the videos that I wanted to show you for your episode.
Thank you for showing me videos on my episode.
But do you think I have a point? Like, what do you care? Do you have anything to say about this idea of taking revolutionary political aesthetic and just sort of sanitizing it? Am I just being cynical, or That's what it feels like to me.
I think you have every right to be cynical. But the like sanitizing, I don't know. I don't think he views it as sanitize. Or I guess it's like this Shepard Fairey's interest in just like I think he's actually interested in graphic design and branding and corporate identity.
Right.
And I think he's interested in using these kind of militaristic, like left-leaning aesthetics towards that purpose. So
right.
I feel like it's just
he's not a subversive street artist. He's a washed creative director.
Yeah. It's like he's a creative director who was born in a street artist's body or something. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. But I just think he seems to be really interested in.
He probably makes the best decks. Well, I'm sure his
that's what
his
I was.
assistant
Deck
does, but
Deck was dancing on the tip of my tongue. Like it's all like deck art. Like not skateboard decks.
Yeah, he went from decks to decks.
Exactly.
Well, you don't want to talk about if things are Reddit anymore?
Well, no, not necessarily. I think for our segment in the show, I'll still talk about it. I think in my personal life, I'm going to stop saying things are Reddit or not. But
well, I do think this, to me, is the Shepard Fairey Obama Hope poster is extremely Reddit, no?
I think so. Yeah. I think so. Except when I feel like when this poster was popping off, Reddit was extremely Ron Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Redditors loved Ron Paul.
I forgot to mention that I think there's a bunch of parodies of it.
Yeah, definitely.
On Etsy. Maybe we should quickly look at some of these real quick, because there's a beer one that says Hope.
I actually, in high school, I had a Obama Hope parody shirt for ODB, the Old Dirty Bastard.
Cool.
I got it at Hot Topic. Is it cool? I like this beer one.
The beer one
nice.
looks really hand painted, actually.
Yeah, it's really pleasant. Anonymous,
Mr. President,
Guy Fawkes.
We hope you're on our side. Okay. Oh, I'm really curious what you'll think of this one. This is. I have a feeling that you might like this one. The Dick saying spoon. Is that where spoon came from before webcomics?
I don't know. That's interesting.
I know there was an Alfred E. Newman one as well. This is the whole Redbubble page for Obama parody posters, if any others jump out at you. There's quite a few that say nope, including a Trump one. There's one that says yes, he is a loser. Carl Pilkington saying idiot. That kind of gives you a sense of the time frame. You could get both Biden and Trump that say grope, which is kind of interesting. Parodies, you know? Parodies are something that could be saved, maybe still. In our lifetime.
Interesting. The one you sent me, very little are parodies.
Yeah, it's true. Well, how do you define a parody? I mean, I think this is parody in the internet sense of just flipping something into something else.
Oh, I guess it's like I'm scrolling like maybe I just have to scroll more. It's like the first like 5 or 7 rows are just actual Hope pictures.
It's probably because you're lying down and looking on your phone, I'm guessing.
Oh, that must be it. The dope one's pretty good, where he's smoking a cigarette. Or the dope one where he's talking on a cell phone and has a basketball. Cope.
Deet?
Yeah, I mean parody. Destiny? Like what? Anyway.
Yeah. Are we done?
Yeah.
we go. All right, we're rolling. We are joined by a truly excellent millennial, in my opinion, Will Menaker. Your name kind of almost could be not really, but it does have,
It could be an anagram. It could be. It's
if we squinted.
Yeah. Will Menaker.
Will.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Let's get right into it. I know Miles has a burning question for all of our guests that he likes to lead off with.
Should we jump into that?
I think so.
I suppose we should. Will, when did you realize that you were a millennial?
That's a good question. I wonder when I first heard the term. I don't know. I was thinking about what it means to be a millennial. When did I first realize I was a millennial? And probably when I saw airplanes flying to the Twin Towers my freshman year of college. I was like, the millennium. This is
happening.
This is what's up. Yeah. This will be my adult existence.
It's a rite of passage for all millennials. I think we saw the same one, but everyone thinks the plane's going to. We were all looking at the same. That's interesting. So, I mean, did it fuck with you when you saw that?
Well, I mean, considering I grew up in Manhattan and my family was on the island at the time of the events, I would say it fucked with me a little bit.
Oh my god! Let's extrapolate, because people do say this a lot, and we've barely talked about it. Like, what about that specific event, other than it felt weird and kind of made everything feel upside down? How does that? What's the ripple effect that leads to avocado toast, for example?
Oh, that is a very good question. I would say it's just because millennials like myself, what we learned that day is that this world is bullshit. Fiona Apple warned us, and her prophecy was vindicated. The world is bullshit. There is no future. So just enjoy yourself while you're here. And if you want to splurge money to get some sort of latte based coffee, or a breakfast option that's toast but a little bit different, a little bit more expensive, just fuck it, just go for it.
Some edible flowers on top or something.
Yeah.
Are you? That's something I'd like to know. Are you? I hesitate to use the word treatler, but do you fuck with treats?
Oh, I absolutely fuck with treats.
Yeah. What treats have you been fucking with lately?
I had I ate some of my girlfriend's. We were traveling yesterday, and we stopped at a gas station and got to get just a bunch of snacks. And she got a Hershey's cookies and cream bar that she didn't eat. And then she went out last night, and I was home alone, and I got a little hungry, so I ate a piece of her Hershey's cookies and cream bar.
Nice. And how was it?
Just a piece. Just a piece.
Yeah, that's very. That's very controlled.
Well, I felt guilty doing it because she was the one who bought the candy bar, but I was feeling a little sweet tooth after hours, so I just figured I'll take a little tax because we were away this weekend. There's no groceries in the house, so I just had to do it.
Wow, that's a reasonable treat though. That's not feeling super millennial coded to me, but I think that's more. Sometimes it's hard to know if we're doing human things that are millennial or if we're doing millennial things as humans. Actually, here's another question I have related to this. What kind of shoes do you wear?
Currently right now in the winter months, they're sort of waterproof high top sneakers. I think CVs is the company, but normally I wear New Balances.
Okay. Yeah, that's tracking. That's tracking with me. Also, I think your job is podcast, which I think is millennial of you.
Yeah, it's amongst the most millennial professions one can have.
Now, do you? That said, I do think that your crew, sort of the, I hesitate to say, but I have to, the sort of dirtbag left world that you are among the constellations in. You have rejected some millennial things, I feel like. When I listen to your podcast, I can't picture any of you wearing skinny jeans, for example.
No, I have never worn skinny jeans, and I guess I was of an age where where baggy jeans was a thing, and
right.
It's basically I was well into my 30s before I started wearing normal size pants. too large, too skinny. It's hard to get it right, but thankfully fashion is sort of leveled out by the time I got into adulthood. And now I think that's an interesting observation because I perceive that as well. And I think I have to clarify here that I think the rejection of certain millennial affectations or quirks of personality is due to the fact that I identify as an elder millennial, a geriatric millennial, if you will. And, as Catherine, my girlfriend, was telling me, I'm basically Gen X. And I guess, the message I'd like to say here is, under my tutelage, the dirtbag left, is we're everything Gen X pretends to be, right? They drink out of a garden hose. I fucking drink out of a bucket. They were oh, my parents wouldn't let me come home until the street lights are on. My parents didn't even let me stay with them. They didn't let me have a home. I was on the block 24/7. And the humor, it's a little bit edgy. And if you think you can offend someone like me, I'll just have you know that I grew up watching shows like Beavis and Butthead and Ren and Stimpy.
Right, yeah. The latter being created by an actual pedophile, I'm pretty sure. So.
I forgot about
which is my...
Well, it's made me twisted. It's made me fucking twisted ever since then.
That's my main millennialism is that I love going to the mall and buying treats. And as a millennial, I love remembering the 90s and videos and whatnot. And the main thing I constantly want to do now that it's so readily available and wasn't as a youth is buy Ren and Stimpy merch. And I've just constantly got my wife on my shoulder reminding me that the creator is a pedophile and I can't be bringing that into our home. So we're all victims of that, really.
Yes, indeed.
It's 9/11. You think I'm afraid of death? I died thousands of times on the Oregon Trail. All right, that's the stock that I'm from. That's the cloth that I'm cut from. Being born in 1983 and being now, sadly, into my 40s.
That's an interesting sort of oppositional thing between Gen X and Millennial is the offended and the offendee. Kind of.
Absolutely. That is, I think, a very clear generational dynamic. But once again, as a geriatric elder Oregon Trail millennial, I feel like I embody the dialectic here. We are sort of like a mentat class in so much as we've had our adult lives obviously perverted and warped by social media and the internet. But there was enough of our childhood not dominated by that I feel like we are sort of a mentat class in that we can engage with the internet and not be driven insane by it. Or at least I am. I'm normal, and it hasn't affected me in any way.
Right. It's good. It's good to be normal. Do you think he answered the question, Miles? Is that... That's Miles' burning question.
Yeah, that's my burning question. That introduces a lot. I think that's the first answer we've gotten about 9/11. Most of the time people are like, I read this article and I realized I was 19 years old, and
I don't remember when I first heard that term applied to my generation, but when I think about what defines my experience being part of this generational cohort, I would say 9/11.
Yeah, because as an adult, you were on the precipice of adulthood, and that was probably the event of your life. Yeah.
This is a bit of a stretch, but I'm picturing people reading the articles about being millennials, thinking of skinny jeans. I'm thinking of in and out lists of fashion. So much of it is about fashion. And then I'm picturing the Twin Towers. And do they not kind of look like a pair of skinny jeans?
That is an excellent
on the horizon.
Absolutely.
Well, yes. prepare a very well starched skinny jeans.
Salvage denim.
Yeah. The really uncomfortable salvage denim. Yeah. Oh, that's another millennial affectation. I did at one point try to wear salvage denim, and it was the worst pants wearing experience of my life. I'll never try that again. Thankfully, I'm back to a nice blended fabric.
Yeah, you have to wear. You have to wear them in your sleep or something, right?
Yeah, no, and they're you could you could take a shower in them and then sleep in them, and maybe they won't feel like a suit of medieval armor.
Well, that's something. For some reason, I just want to know, how much do you think about what you're wearing? Maybe this is a fashion podcast now. When you're leaving your apartment, what are you thinking? Are you worried that one of those guys in New York is going to be like, "Hey, what do you do for a living? Can I see your apartment? What are you wearing?"
that does not concern me, but like, believe me when I say I am prepared for a kinetic style situation to develop. I will be standing my ground. But to answer the question, the older I get, no, like the less I consider what I look like when I leave the house. Like if I'm leaving the house to go to, like, let's say like dinner or a social function, I will, be wearing pants and maybe a collared shirt, or I'll be trying to think like, oh, like what, will this jacket look good? I don't know. But like if most of the time I'm leaving the house to go shopping, run an errand, just of a day, like I'm wearing the most comfortable thing. The outfit that will cause me to like take the fewest steps of like adding new clothes or having to think about something before I leave the house.
Yeah, I think you're very spiritually Gen X in that sense then, because I've noticed it's, especially right now it's January, we've just gotten through the in and out lists that are written by millennials. You can actually see them like starting to experience perimenopause by what they're putting as in and out. They're like, oh, out is it's too hot in my apartment. I'm having these flashes of but yeah, I mean, we have you here because, you're an expert on podcasting and politics. And something that I've noticed that we've kind of been moving towards is just this unfortunate truth that we're in kind of the first wave of millennial politicians, which I think is like really, I guess I just don't love that this is how sort of we're entering the final stage of Western culture, is with such horrifying rhetoric everywhere.
Yeah.
So we've like gathered a few things we wanted to ask you about. I'm going to start because I'm in Canada. I just want to start with like 2 Canadian things, and you'll be able to hear the audio through clean feed. But first off, like Justin Trudeau's not a millennial. I checked. He's not. I think he's like spiritually kind of millennial, but I also think all Canadians are a little bit millennial. But I do think Justin Trudeau dating Katy Perry is like a pretty crazy millennial flex for a former politician.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. But I did just see that they've broken up, though.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Wait. I think I saw something yesterday that they announced.
I feel like that was one of those like disgusting fish ones or something. I feel like if that was true, I wouldn't be on this call right now. They went to the World Economic Forum together.
Katie, joins Justin Trudeau in Davos. Oh, more misinformation. How millennial coded with me.
Yeah, so that's like one, and then now we have this guy named Mark Carney who I know nothing about, honestly, and I could care less. But
he's a central banker whose comments at Davos basically said the world order has been shattered and we must prepare for economic and military self-sufficiency against the KKK and empire.
There you go. So that's good for us, I guess. But
I mean, you're already there. Your state planners are already preparing for guerrilla warfare against the entire United States military. They expect the country to be more or less taken over within less than a week. But they plan to inflict heavy casualties on occupying forces by sort of light guerrilla units, bogging them down in the woods and stuff like that.
Well, he's sharing videos about that on his Twitter, and I've used Shazam because I don't recognize all of the songs, but his one about our deal with China, he actually put the infamous M83 Midnight City boop, 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 boop synth sound on that video. It's crazy to me. And then there was one with Passion Pit today. So he's not millennial, but someone high up in Canadian propaganda is probably someone I even know, I would imagine. So reveal yourself if that's you. But this brings me to the kind of the main one. We can jump around a little bit, but I'm just obsessed with how J.D. Vance loves Mazzy Star. I'm going to play the audio of this for all of us. It might be a little loud for you guys.
What songs are on your playlist right now?
So I'm a big classic rock guy and a pretty big 90s rock guy. So a lot of my songs are, like sort of the Pearl Jam era or the Led Zeppelin era. But even some of the 90s songs, like talk about embarrassing shows, there are some embarrassing 90s songs that I'm really into, like Stay by Lisa Loeb. I listened to that a couple days ago. No, that's not. Don't like that one. Or Fade Into You by Mazzy Star is probably like my favorite song of the entire 90s rock era.
I mean, there's a lot to unpack in this clip. A lot.
I love how the establishment of he's not into Barbie girl. Like
You're right.
he's so forcefully denied that one.
It's true. I mean, not to mention he's thinks that Mazzy Star is an embarrassing girl pop. I think did he kind of
that was the implication? Yeah,
that's kind of weird. But I also think well, I guess the first thing I want to say is like wait.
Oh,
like, go ahead.
But like also I was Mazzy Star. I was aware of that, but I was surprised by his sort of like. There's a lot of bad 90s music out there that's embarrassing that I love.
Exactly.
And his example was Say by Lisa Loeb. And, I'm not saying I'm like a Lisa Loeb fan or anything. I remember being kind of annoyed by that song.
You got a hedge.
But like, it's like, that's a type, and it was like, there's got to be some girl in his past with like, sort of the cat's eyeglasses and the kind of like librarian look that dissed him and sent him on the path to being like, the Hitler.
Exactly.
Yeah, his rejected from art school is being turned down by a twee.
A girl who goes to art school.
Yeah.
Well, like, but what I was really clocking here, which you just sort of pointed out so perfectly, is he's, as a geriatric millennial, I also am one. Miles is not. He's a young buck, so he doesn't know what's going on. But Will, I'm curious if you ever felt this way of like, you felt like you needed to know your stuff because you were trying to impress the cooler Gen X people around you.
Yeah.
To answer with Mazzy Star is like has absolutely zero cultural currency in the present moment whatsoever. But at one point, he got a lot of play by name dropping Mazzy Star and Lisa Loeb. Truthfully,
well, I mean, like. JD Vance is, I think you got JD Vance on the right and AOC on the left, and I think like they're the two bright shining stars of our generation that are like shit. Both of them are probably going to run for president in 2028, so that'll be like our first. Pete Buttigieg was a millennial presidential candidate, but we all saw what happened with that. Most of America was disgusted by it, but and. I think they communicate in very millennial ways. They have millennial sort of like thought and speech patterns that I think are readily identifiable.
The thing about JD Vance that has been driving me crazy lately, and I was kind of thinking about it, about the flip between the offended and the offender, is the way. And I guess all the right wing's doing is they're leveraging like woke speak for their new aims. Like he's talking like, I'm tired of being gaslighted by everybody.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be like, the people of Greenland have been colonized by Denmark, and we're going to liberate them with a people's war.
Yeah, it's like also
but like I think just back to like the offender offendee thing is that like. In power, you just get to like put the different hat on. You get to be offended all the time and like enforce, I guess like his version of millennial wokeness at gunpoint, essentially.
Right. Yeah.
Literally, yes.
Yeah, quite literally. Yeah, I mean, I think it's part of this millennial rhetoric is also why. I mean, I didn't even save any examples because it's so disgusting, but like the ICE posts or the Department of Homeland Security posts, how they're like Peanuts cartoons and shit, or like there's references and cute imagery. I feel like some of that ChatGPT slop is because of the millennial mindset.
Yeah, it's like here's a thing you already know. That groove has been carved in your brain, and it will be you'll experience a sensation of pleasure when I activate it. When I touch that part of your brain with this, it's Garfield, but like he's ethnically cleansing the country.
Right.
He's enforcing racial purity through Gestapo-like death squads roaming the streets of cities with hair triggers.
Yeah, I mean, to your point about AOC, I think. Like her tweet a couple weeks ago that opened with "Hey, so."
Yeah,
that was.
Hey, so.
I don't even remember what it was about. It was just the same as I wrote a thing. You know what? Someone was saying I wrote a thing about legislation.
So an anti-Semitism happened. Okay.
Yeah, right.
And we talked about this example on my show, and like Felix was the one that pointed it out. But like, a great example of JD Vance's millennial posting is like. during like the day of or like the day after like the murder, the killing in Minnesota of the that woman. Like, you know, obviously, like, he embraced that with both arms, you know, like, he was like, I'll take full ownership of this killing spree. And then, like, in the midst of that, like, and, like, whatever backlash he was getting for it, like, he added RFK Jr., like, his Twitter account was just like, hey, Secretary of Health, like, and, you know, hey, like, you seem to have left something out of the most recent food pyramid. And it was just a picture of cookies and cream ice cream. You know, like, it's just like...
Oh God! Yeah, he's like a coworker who's gonna kill all of us.
That would be like the equivalent of like if Felix killed someone, you know, and there was like video of him doing it, and everyone was getting mad at me because I won't fire him from the show or won't make a statement about it. Like in the midst of that, I respond to like a synesthetic account, like one of those accounts, to just be like, "What's the hottest Anne Hathaway has ever been?" I'd be like, "Rachel getting married."
Oh God. Yeah, I also wrote down that AOC recently streamed herself playing Among Us, which I thought I don't even know if that's millennial. That's just like desperate.
Did she do this?
That's COVID coded.
Yeah. That's true. She also, I found her saying "this ain't it" to someone. I just like, it's not my country, so maybe I shouldn't say anything, but I don't think they should be talking like this.
Yeah, it's undignified. It's undignified.
It is crazy. It makes me become like a West Wing decorum guy when they talk like this. Like, it's like, why can't there just be like a song and dance about like being normal? Like I can't tell if I'm like a prude now or what.
Well, it's just like, you know, like I know nobody likes looking in the mirror too long, you know. And like I know we can't wait until the boomer generation, just till the last one of them is in the ground. But like the thing is, like the more they go away, and they need to, the more we're just left with ourselves, you know, and looking at like what we're really like, and having to deal with this shit, you know, and just be like, oh, it's our responsibility.
Right.
What's everyone's favorite kind of ice cream?
Well, let's bring it to, I think, possibly the silver lining millennial candidate is, of course, your mayor, Zoran Mamdani. I was thinking a lot about how I've been in, you know, I work in marketing pretty much, different capacities because this is not a podcast that pays the bills yet. But I'm trusting that you're going to retweet this episode. It's all going to change. But no, like I've talked to people who are like soulless AI marketers before, who are like, oh, we should market our thing like the Zoran campaign, and I think it's because it has a nice font, maybe. But I think, you know, there's like nice typography. His videos are kind of explanatory. He's a former struggle rapper. He has kind of he has his resting face when he's smiling, which I think is great. But he kind of does do the improv eyebrow a little bit sometimes, if you know what I'm talking about.
a little bit.
Proto dream, but like it worked, and he is millennial, but I think I don't know. I don't even know what I'm asking. I'm just trying to steer towards.
I mean, like he is definitely like a millennial politician to the core, but I think like he has a little bit of that, like, hey, so a thing happened thing to him. But like I think like in terms of like a marketing perspective from his videos is like they're sort of like positive and like high energy and kind of like, I guess, cute in a millennial way, but I don't find them condescending in the same way I think a lot of like other like attempts to like appear young or I don't know, like, or shit, middle-aged at this point. Appear anything other than like, you know, just like an elderly homeowner, you know?
Yeah. I mean, this was when I was freelancing last year. I almost brought up like, well, the reason that those videos worked is because he's not selling AI like vaporware bullshit that you guys are doing. But it's kind of a difference. But so are you saying that like we can still be chuggy as fuck as long as we have substance somewhere? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think we need to. I think honestly we need through a program of rigorous tutelage and self-discipline. I think we need to shed ourselves of all chugginess, all swag, and all aura, and commit ourselves to, like I said, the rigors of, you know, of adulthood and power.
Perfect.
I mean, I'm not. This is my advice to other people, though.
Yeah.